Then everyone watched me and waited. I stood there, trembling, holding that notebook with my story close to my heart. I knew right then that this was it. The whole world would find out about me. I stopped thinking. I just started to read. I did not look at anyone, not Poppy or Mommy or Angela. I read and read until I turned to the last page of the story. There the other sea creatures invite the lonely sea monster to a big underwater fiesta, even though there is no one else like him around, and even though he is so big that he knocks over many of them with his big nose and tail. And the sea monster is so happy that he leaps out of the ocean, sending sparkling waves all around him in a giant ring of light. I looked up, and then I saw many things at once. I saw Poppy sitting on the edge of his chair, strange and silent. I saw Mommy with her hands folded and her head bowed as if praying. I saw the neighbors smiling and nodding their heads. Then I saw Guario, who must have walked up to the edge of the porch while I was reading. It was Guario's face I focused on. He was smiling. My big, strong brother, who worried about our future, my serious Guario, who almost never smiled, suddenly let out a loud whoop and grabbed me up. He spun me around and around. "Little sister, I am buying you a new notebook every month, no matter what," he shouted. I closed my eyes so I wouldn't start crying there in front of all the neighbors. Guario always kept his promises. I would be able to write down everything now. Everything I thought or dreamed or felt or saw or wondered about. I was so happy I thought I would leap as high as the sea monster. Then, in the background, I heard clapping. The people had stood up from their chairs and were clapping for me. I heard shouts of how great my story was, and people congratulating Poppy and kissing Mommy's cheeks, telling them how lucky it was that I was so smart. I heard Mommy saying it had nothing to do with luck. I grinned and went over to her. She put her arm around me and squeezed my shoulders. "You're going to write many stories, remember, Kara," she whispered in my ear. It was the happiest night of my life. We all forgot about the sea monster until the next day. Over the radio, a news broadcast announced that one of the humpback whales making its way to Samana Bay for the annual winter mating season had gotten sidetracked in Susa. "But Samana Bay is only a 2-hour drive from here," said Poppy. "Well, the poor whale doesn't know how to drive," Mommy teased. For 2 weeks our humpback whale jumped and frolicked about in Susa Bay, until finally heading east to Samana to join the other 3,000 humpbacks that go there every winter. But while he was in Susa, I watched him every day from my gree-gree tree. The beautiful black and white sea monster had helped me to make my dream come true. I loved the whale, and I named him Guario.